essentially, these are my thoughts on Thank God It's Friday. I think it's a horrible way to live. One of the expressed aims of the Hustler Mindset Project is to get you to a point where your Mondays through Fridays are just as good, just as sweet, and just as awesome as your Saturdays and half Sundays. I woke up this morning to a text, TGIF. It's like, what the hell? Thank God it's Friday. I logged on to Facebook, I saw it again. I went to another page, I saw it again. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I realized that day I discovered something when he offered me extra time. I had the power of choice. I had freedom to make a choice that was beneficial. I forego 2 weeks, 7 days, whatever he possibly would have worked out for me, to make a decision and to leave under my own terms because I didn't trust him. And when I say him, not him personally, but the situation. Because he could have said, yeah, 7 days, 2 weeks. Then the very next day I came in, well, I got to let you go today. I didn't want to be set up for that. So I made a decision and I forego whatever money it was going to be because it didn't make a difference. At that point, my financial situation was not the best. What am I going to do here? I'm going to leave and I'm going to go home and I'm going to brainstorm and I'm going to come up with a plan. And I'm about to change my life. I didn't know it. That day I discovered the price of freedom. It just kind of came to me. It just really came to me. So I went home, read the book, and I also came up with a plan. As poor as I was, I had a computer. Nice computer, laser printer, 17-inch screen. At the time, it was the top of the line. So I got on that computer and I went to monster.com. And I started looking for jobs that I knew I could do, but I wasn't qualified by educational standards or experience. Because at that point, as I said earlier, I became an architect for me and be a good man. A nice narrative that worked for a very long time, but in today's world, not so much. So I went from getting laid off, not once, not twice, but 3 times in 1 year, to 3 years later, having my own business. The reason that happened because I was so frustrated. I made a different decision. I made a willful decision to go against the grain, maybe, but I would have had no life. So this is what I'm talking about. You have to have a life of construction. That night, I started constructing my life. I didn't really have a process. I was just doing stuff. Sat down, wrote down goals, came up with a plan, identified certain jobs, and I made it happen. Is the reason I'm before you now. It's the reason I have all of this business knowledge to dispense. It's the reason that I was able to start several companies. 5 of them failed. I'll be honest with you, 5 of them failed, but 4 were extremely profitable. That's what I learned by making a decision, by taking ownership of my life and moving forward with little regard to conventional thinking. If I'd been a conventional thinker, a person of normal values, I would have never done that, and I wouldn't be here. I want you to think about that. What I did was subterfuge. I lied. Yes, I did. I'll take full ownership of that. I would do it again in a heartbeat because this is how I mitigated the risk. And, think what you will. Think what you will. But I knew I was smart. I knew I was tenacious. I knew I was a hard worker. And since no one would give me a chance, I made a chance. And that's the information as possible and get to a better job as quick as possible. I told you, did this in less than 3 years, which means I was at Really Create 8 months. I was one place another 8 months, and the last place I was there the longest. Then I was out. And I've not had a job since. And that was 2000. I haven't had a job since 2000. I don't even know what the hell I would put on the resume today. That's how weird it is. But that's what you can do. It all starts with making the proper decisions you want to do. You have to let conventional thinking go. Conventional thinking is not going to get you creative outcomes. It's just not. And I tell this story because it's my life. It changed my life, turning down 2 weeks to buy my freedom. But that's what we're going to do here in the Hustler Mindset. That's how we're going to roll. That's how we're going to I want to teach you that mindset, that hustle, because the cornerstone is 2 big blocks. The first one is work ethic. You got to have a work ethic. You have to have a work ethic. Then you move on. Many people make decisions, and if they don't get instant gratification, it's a wrap. It's done. It's over. They're out of there. And you will never, ever reach your truest potential doing that. But that's the deal with the Hustler Mindset. That's one of my stories. There are many more that I will share with you. The reason I want to do this behind the paywall is there's many things that I think that ideals and concepts that I have that really aren't for everyone. Also, just to be honest, some of it's some very powerful information. I don't want it on YouTube where this is the thing, and I'll break it down for you. You get people who are curiosity seekers. And they'll take information and they're like a bee, and they'll go somewhere else with it. And they won't take it in the form that it came out, and they'll kind of. That's the thing. And people are lazy. They don't do their own due diligence. They won't watch all the videos. And that's really irks me. It irks the hell out of me. So I want to say thanks for everybody that signed up and subscribed, because the intent is to get you from where you are now to a better place mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you in the next video.